Hello everyone, Relgan here with another ZvP game on one of the new maps. This time we're having a look at Dasan Station. Well, this is perhaps the weirdest map in the new map pool. I'm going to quickly look at the factors on this map. We have this backdoor entrance that the other player first has to remove the rocks in his main base, so he can walk all the way around through this backdoor into the natural expansion of his opponent. Then we have this really short rush distance through the middle of the map, straight to the main base of the opponent. This area is very small. I don't think a tank even fits through here, so you would need, I'm not sure if immortals fit through there either, but I'm pretty sure they do. Then we have these gold expansions that you can theoretically mine from behind and the front. Put the expansion here, mine from these minerals and from these. I don't know what we'll see. Then we have this area right here that is very prone to force field attacks. You get basically 1 base, 2 base, 3 base, 4 bases by just defending this area and this area. So it's very easy to expand. However, I think perhaps the most important is simply that the rush distance is so short. So let's see how this game plays out. I'm going for a super fast hatchery, a pool and a take a gas. I was not quite sure if I'm going to be safe. I also take a fast second hatchery. I saw that he was not going for a 2-gate opener, but rather just 1 gate, and I expect that I can defend 1 adept with a queen and some zerglings, no problem. My zerglings walk across the map. They arrive in his base by the time his adept finishes. This queen finishes just in time. 2 lings hatch as well to deal with the adept. Adept goes into my main base. Total worker kills 0. The Protoss is meanwhile getting the Adept Glaive upgrade. Not sure if going for an Adept attack is the best way to play on this map, but I'm definitely sure that it can and that it can work. I think Warp Prisms might be useful as well. Warp Prism attacks. Some Stargate play as the air rush distance is very short. Maybe even Sentry Stalker all-ins, going around this area, blinking up here, force fielding off this ramp. There are a lot of options I think on this map. This area is very easy to force field, this is easy to force field, this is easy to force field, this is easy to force field, this and this. So I think force field attacks are really good. But Adept Glaive is kind of just an opener. He of course wants to limit my gold base economy. I have enough links that I can chase down the adepts, and I still have enough roaches to fight them head on. So that's all I need. He eventually makes a slight mistake and loses his adepts. I have a lot of roaches. I built a lot of roaches and links to go for a counter attack. My units managed to walk through, but he built a lot of sentries to force field off and be safe. Send in my links, try to kill as many sentries as I can. I think I got 2 there, but I did not really do too much damage. Worker wise, I'm slightly ahead. Of course I do have this gold base, which definitely helps. And yeah, see a warp prism going. I'm taking this base as my 4th. I could take this as well. I think I'm just going to take all these bases because they're so close together, and so if you defend one, the others are easy to defend as well. He's doing some cheeky Warp Prism play. Queens are better at defending against Warp Prisms right now, but still not. They're still not fast enough to chase them down. Does he have the Warp Prism speed upgrade? No, he does not. Just a quick pause right here. Nothing major happened. Yeah, he is on 3 bases right now, while my 4th is already finished mining gas. I'm not mining gas at this base down here. I could of course, but it's just that I usually prefer to just mine the minerals from the gold bases. Now I'm cleaning out these rocks because I'm scared of him attacking around this area, which he does. And here we see it. He force fields off my drones, allowing him to kill them easily. But my units are in position. If I mine these gold minerals, I can of course also walk through this part of the map. Oh. Here we have a poor Ultralisk as well. And I think that's a Zergling. A Hydralisk! They're experimenting on all the poor Zerg units and even some Protoss. I think I'm not quite sure what those are, but looks very Protoss. Meanwhile, I'm pressuring him a little bit with my Roaches and Ravagers, trying to get out the maximum amount. I have these Corruptors to deal with the Mothership Core and to deal with War Prisms. Just trying to do whatever I can with these Roaches and Ravagers. A huge huge Disruptor Ball sent my Roaches and Ravagers straight to the graveyard. Turned them into biomass, meaning that I have to run away again. Supply wise we're about even, army value wise he's way ahead right now. At this point of the game the Protoss has a huge lead. But it's also pretty easy for me to take all these spaces. So he did wall off this part of the map. I'm spreading creep right here so he cannot take the gold expansion. Trying to do some damage with my Zerglings. One thing that I did not talk about yet is the huge distance from the third base to the main base. It's very hard to defend, the distance is so huge. Over here we have more harassment with adepts and war prisms, but that's all not that important. My gold base is starting to mine out and I'm once again going for the swarm hosts. I did not really show the production tab, let's change that again. Can have a look at the production tab once more. Swarm hosts can be used for example from this area to rain over here, here to here, from here to here. There are a lot of ways to fly the locusts around on this map. Corruptors are too slow to kill a war prism. I might need some Mutalisks to finish them off, but here comes another Protoss attack. Now we'll see what the Locusts do against this Protoss army. I sadly do not have the Burrow upgrade, so the Swarmos are kind of clumping up everything. Oh, the Disruptors are falling, army value wise. It's getting closer. The War Prism dies, but I kind of have to retreat as my Locusts die off. Now if you look at a Swarm host, the Locusts still have a long cooldown. So at this point, and while the Locusts are on cooldown, my army is not that strong of course. I somehow have to sink my gas, so I just make Ravagers. I'm not sure if they're actually that useful. Maybe building Hydralisks or Infestors or whatever would be more useful, but I'm not that experienced with this strategy yet. Slowly pushing the Protoss back. Lings are very useful against these Stalker armies. Army value wise, I now pulled ahead of the Protoss, thanks to all these swarm hosts being very useful. I can continue mining at this base, but I don't really need to right now. Now once the adepts gather again with the Protoss army, it's a lot harder for me to fight. But the swarm hosts go in, drop the Locusts. Dropping the loco. He is building Colossi against Zerg, which we have not really seen in a long time. But by the time my Locusts arrive, they are mostly already dead, so not too useful. My Ravagers are not really useful either. I'm trying to zone him out so he cannot blink after my army and just kill it off, so that I can escape back home. Supply wise, I'm pretty much maxed out. I'm going to speed this game up a little bit right now. Taking this space once again, but there's always two entrances pretty much everywhere. If I can hold this area, it's very hard for the Protoss to attack these three bases. Over here we have some more fights going on. My swarm was going to the center of the map, just hatching locusts randomly. I have a total of 5 swarm hosts right now. Taking out that gas, showing the Protoss who's the... I don't know what I'm showing the Protoss with that. It's something. Getting some more upgrades. I'm building up a huge bank as well. I did not start the hive yet, I should definitely get a hive. Talking about it, here goes the hive. It's hard for me to take my next base after the ones after the ones that I do have already taken. If you look at resources lost, I lost way more this game. I have a lot of roaches that I can't really use, and I have 80 workers, meaning I have a big bank as well, but I can't really use the bank because there's nothing to build for me. I should definitely try to trade the roaches away. I'm actually trying to right now. Here come some more locusts. My roaches are trying to trade away, but they do not die, they simply kill the Protoss. Here we see more Protoss harassment with Phoenix. Protoss takes this expansion, a little bit surprising, but I guess why not? I'm building more swarm hosts. Swarm hosts are not the best unit for defending, as I've already talked about previously in other games. Here we see the force fields yet again. And the Protoss is starting to get Tempests. Now I have a huge bank, but I'm kind of running low on larva as well. Oh, here we have another fight. The locusts fly in. Corrosive bile on everything. But the stalkers are still alive. And he's actually killing me in my main base right now. And I do not have the larva. Like, the problem right now is I have a lot of resources, and if I could just build 10 Ultralisks, which I technically have the money for, then this would be defendable. But I do not have any larva right now, as I kind of stopped injecting too much. I do have larva here technically, I guess, but I think I did not even bind those hatcheries. So I probably shouldn't have lost to this, because Ling Ultra Corruptor would have been able to clean this up. But I kinda ran low on larva, so I did not lose because I lacked minerals and gas, but because I had no Ultralisks. Anyways, the goal for me was just to show you what games on this map could look like. We had some crazy action in this section most of the time, trying to push through this area. And we had some harassment over here. We saw a lot of Warp Prism usage in these spaces to try and do damage to me. The Protoss failed to take this space, but in the end he was successful with one big attack with Stalker and Tempest. So I hope you guys like this video. If you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions or want to see anything special, feel free to tell me. Until next time, bye!